Let us start with a simple question. When you woke up this morning, how many name brands were you exposed to? Whether it be the Nike symbol on your shoe, the Coach symbol on your purse, or the Apple symbol on your phone? What about when you drove to school or work? Think about the millions of gas station logos, restaurant logos that you passed at each intersection. Think about the hundreds of billboards along your commuter freeway. I'm more than confident that everyone watching this right now was exposed to almost everything, if not everything, that I just mentioned. Now, what does this all mean? I don't think it's far off to say that it has become an inborn characteristic in the American culture to become overly concerned with materialistic items, more so those that are name brand. To maintain this kind of culture, it takes a certain amount of production of material items. Production costs money, something big name brand corporations don't like. This is where the Trans-Pacific Partnership and the North American Free Trade Agreement come in. Essentially, these agreements allow big corporations to produce the materials that are in such high demand in the United States in poorer countries, and it costs them a considerably less amount of money than if the products were produced in the United States. The aim is cheap labor. Many people have tried to stop trade agreements such as NAFTA and the Trans-Pacific Partnership from continuing.
I urge all members to vote against what I believe to be a disastrous trade agreement, a trade agreement based on other trade agreements, which in fact have cost us millions of decent-paying jobs and have led to a race to the bottom. So, Mr. President, to my mind, the vote that we're going to have in a short time is really a no-brainer. Are we dumb enough to continue down the road of failed trade policies? I would hope not. Do we think it is a good idea to be siding with corporate America, who have already used previous trade agreements to outsource millions of our jobs and who think this agreement is just wonderful? Are we going to stand with Wall Street, whose greed is without, just has no limits? Are we going to stand with the pharmaceutical industry, who wants to sell drugs to people all over the world at a higher price? Or do we stand with unions, environmental groups, religious groups? Do we get involved in a trade agreement which allows corporations to undermine the democratic rights of countries who stand up for their environment, stand up for the health and well-being of their kids? Do we make it harder for poor people around the world to get the medicines they need? This really is, Mr. President, a no-brainer.
A year later, President Obama gave a speech agreeing with the previous statements by stating, "Often those who benefit most from globalization have used their political power to further undermine the positions of workers. In developing countries, labor organizations have often been suppressed and the growth of the middle class has been held back by corruption and underinvestment." In the Journal of International Human Rights, it is stated that big corporations often face severe allegations. The most severe allegation that Nike has faced since the mid-1990s concerns the employment of children by its contracting companies. In 1996, Life magazine first reported that children as young as 10 years old were manufacturing Nike products in Pakistan. Nike further recalled the revelations documented in the 1996 Life magazine article, which branded Nike as a child labor company. Nike had ordered hand-stitched soccer balls from the city of Silicate and realized soon thereafter that production was to be carried out through village contractors that employed children. As we can see, these big trade agreements often protect the rights of big corporations rather than the rights of workers. In the American Journal of Health, it is stated that it is likely to promote national and foreign investment, which in turn will create jobs and improve the technological content, competitiveness, accessibility, quality, and productivity of health services in Mexico. The major risks relate to a greater dominance of curative medicine, a lack of consumer protection from unqualified providers, possible brain drain, and an increase in practice of defensive medicine, cost inflation, deeper inequalities, and underutilization of medical infrastructure already in Mexico. This entails capitalistic gain at the expense of worker safety. There are many solutions that have been brought forth, but the simplest, I think, is sticking and understanding. Once there's an understanding, there's an ability to make a choice. Our demand for products is what allows for trade agreements such as NAFTA and the TPP to be created. So what can we do? We can stop the demand. Are Nike shoes and Apple phones really worth the exploitation of a 13-year-old? Cheap labor is everywhere around us. It is the origin of the products that we use. So just remember, the choice is yours.